So what is up guys, Nick here helping you to master your technology. Why the iPhone 11 is my favorite iPhone right now as of mid 2020. You can see I do have the white version of this device, and I have been in the review process of the iPhone SE, been using that phone a lot as well. I've been trying to see which one is the better value here, and while I do think the SE is the better price value, I believe that the iPhone 11 is the better overall value. I'll explain some of the reasons why this is my favorite phone here. The iPhone 11 Pro Max was my main phone for a while, and it still gets a lot of usage. I do use it now mostly for camera production and stuff like that. Because the battery started to dip to like 98 capacity, I want to conserve that battery. So I've been now using the 11, and man, have I really been enjoying this device as a main phone right now. You can see my SIM card is in there, T-Mobile. They did recently combine with Sprint as well, giving even better, reception and stuff like that. But you can see right here, 6.1 inch display. This is the first thing I really like about the 11. For some people, this display is still going to be too large. But if you have relatively big hands and you don't want something too big, this is going to fit in your hand almost perfect. Also, I think it strikes a good balance between not being too large, like not getting overly big. Like for some people, the 11 Pro Max is going to be overly big, and not being too small, like the smaller 11 Pro. It's a great balance in between those two. I just really been enjoying the size of the iPhone 11. I think it's a really good size. I also really like the Galaxy S20 on the Android side a lot, just because it's around the same size as this phone. The second reason is gonna make some people say, are you kidding me, bro? Let me go to settings and actually turn off my display settings, because I had on the reduce white point for nighttime. You see it got a lot brighter right there. But the next reason is the LCD display for this iPhone. Now you're saying, are you kidding me, Nick? The LCD display? And yes, well, I really like it because it actually matches up very well with my iPad Pro, my MacBook Pro, and it's just easier on the eyes, I think, sometimes than OLED. But some people really love OLED, and I also really love OLED. I think OLED is great for media consumption and great for the day-to-day, like watching videos, watching Netflix, reading content online, seeing a lot of saturation in your photos. But I think LCD is a really good standard for just everyday usage of a smartphone. So I gotta say that I've actually really enjoyed the LCD display. It reminds me a lot of what you're looking at on your PC, your laptop, your iPad. It just kind of syncs up well to the eyes. That's kind of how I feel about this one. Also, it looks even better when you use True Tone, Dark Mode, and Night Shift. Now, this phone is far from the best display on the market. It's nowhere near that, but it's a really solid display, and I haven't had a problem with this Liquid Retina LCD. I find LCD panels to just be a little bit less addictive. It draws your eye in a little bit less than OLED, which means you'll probably be using your phone less, just because you're not being sucked in by all that saturation and all that, brain-inducing color. Third reason is the battery life. So if I go over here into my battery life settings, man, I have been getting crazy good battery life on this phone. Yeah, I charge it once in a while throughout the day, but man, does this thing just lasts and lasts. And if you put it in low power mode, it lasts even more. Now, I do find the 11 Pro Max to have better battery life, but this thing is really good. And if you're trying to find a reason, should I pick the SE or should I get the 11? This is going to be the reason why right here. The battery life is so much better than the SE. It's not even a comparison. My fourth reason is the video quality of this phone. So over here, I'm going to bring over the SE. The video quality on the SE is also very good, but over here, the video quality for this iPhone 11, it's super reliable. The focus is on point every time. I can switch between the camera stuff. I'm getting these pro-like features from the 11 Pro right here. But where it really made me happy is the front-facing camera. The front-facing camera video allows me to do 4K 60 video. I don't have to switch to the back camera, and I could see myself while recording in really high quality. So this is the big point for me on the iPhone 11, why it's one of my favorites, is that front-facing video quality is A1, and you can see yourself when vlogging and filming and stuff like that. So for me, the video quality on both front and rear of this phone are insane for this money. I mean, the 11 Pro has the same camera basically. The fifth reason is this is one of my favorite phones is that because, I don't know, it's kind of like, when you have a really fancy car or something like that, you're a little bit nervous about being a little bit reckless with it. Well, that's kind of how I feel about the 11 Pro. Now, if this is your main phone, you're going to feel like, no, I'm going to baby that thing as well. But I feel like this phone just feels like super durable. Like you could just put a case on it and just throw it on the table and you're gonna be fine and stuff like that. It just feels like a brick, just super durable, sturdy, thick aluminum on the sides, very grippy. You don't really drop this one. So this phone it just feels so solid in the hand, the iPhone 11 right here. And I just feel like I could just throw it around and be a little bit more reckless with this device than I would want to be with the 11 Pro Max. Now that's also durable, but you know, just the price, considering the price, I don't want to be messing around like that with that phone. But this is just a really good day-to-day phone. And if you look at Apple's iPhone 11 commercial, you'll see that this is the type of phone that they were kind of targeting towards someone who's just going to be out and about, practical use, throwing it in the bag, you know, really just using the phone up to meet up with everyday life. That's this phone right here. So my sixth reason is Face ID. I mean, this thing, I just love the Face ID on here. It's super convenient. And while Face ID has been around since the iPhone 10, and while Face ID has been around since the iPhone 10, it's more accurate here on the iPhone 11 than it was on the 10R as well as the iPhone 10. So it's snappier. It works from better angles. It doesn't fail as much on this phone. So just love the Face ID feature on here. Number 7 is the insane performance on this device. So I don't care what you're doing on this phone, you're going to get insane performance. Apple A13 chip, it's faster than a lot of Apple's even iPads, and it catches up with some of their MacBook Pros, some of the older ones especially, but this phone is just incredibly fast for a mobile device. I mean, definitely going to give you a lot of years of use. Even if you bought it now, you're still going to get a lot of years of use on this device without anything to really worry about. So I gotta say, if you're looking for a top-notch performer, don't sleep on the iPhone 11. This phone is still going to be up there. Even when the 12s come out, it's not like this phone is going to be slow. Look at the 10R. Look at the 10S. Those phones are blazing fast as well. But this one has had almost zero lag since those first initial updates when Apple first launched this phone. And it didn't really have lag back then. It had more like sometimes an app would crash or something. The initial launch of iOS on here wasn't as perfect as it is now. It's a lot closer to perfect these days in terms of no stutters, in terms of less bugs and less stutters, stuff like that. I don't really see that a lot on this phone anymore. And for one of my last reasons here, it's like 8 reasons I really like this phone, is that I just love the look of this overall device. You can see the dual cameras. I just think they look cleaner than the stovetop design over here of the iPhone 11 Pro Max. I like how the Apple logo is smack in the middle. There's no iPhone branding on here anymore. It's just a clean, simple look to this iPhone 11. I love this aluminum on the side, especially on the white model. It's like silver. You see, I just hit that on the table really hard. I'm not even worried about it because this is a durable device. The aluminum here just matches up with MacBooks, you know, iMacs, stuff like that. And it feels really nice. So I just love the look of this phone. It looks good. It works good. It's a practical everyday device that's just been one of my favorites to use. And so I made this video to kind of give an update on this device and to tell you I have not fully made the switch to the SE just yet. I'm really having a hard time going back to that because what would have really did it is a smaller body for me. Like I wanted the 4-inch device, and don't say like, oh, so you're not going to use it. No, I'm going to still use this phone. Definitely there's many times when I need a compact device, but right now, quarantine, stay at home, the iPhone 11 seems to be a better choice, I feel like. So what would I like to see improve with the iPhone 11? Well, I wouldn't mind like a 1080p display on here, having a little bit higher PPI density on there. That would be nice. Also, I wouldn't mind having, you know, how about we get maybe a little bit reduced bezels here on the side. You can make this closer to the 11 Pro series while still cutting back on maybe the display quality there. And also, I would like to see improved cellular data reception and stuff like that. I think the iPhone 11 Pro and the Samsungs definitely have faster LTE performance, stuff like that. I would like to see 5G, things like that on the next one. But other than that, and maybe reduce this notch or kind of get rid of it. I'm still not the biggest fan of that, but still, you kind of get over it after using it for a couple of days. You get used to it. Still, I don't think it looks the best, especially, it's just not especially photogenic. Other than that, man, this phone is just great. So let me know if you're picking up an iPhone 11 middle of 2020 or are you not. Also, stay tuned because I want to cover the iPhone XS soon again. I want to give a new update on that phone. And if you have an iPhone 11, share with the community because while there is the iPhone 12 coming down the line, if you need an iPhone now, there's still many great options available for you today. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Nick here helping you to master your technology. Thank you very much for watching. No, yeah, I just launched a new channel, More Nick Ackerman. I'm going to talk other things, not just phones there. And we're also going to get a little more personal there. Just kind of have fun on that channel. So that link will be down below as well. I will catch you all in the next episode. Stay safe, stay well, and peace.